I'm Liza, and welcome to yoga. Our practice today will focus on reducing anxiety by focusing on our breath and our bodies, bringing our awareness into this present moment rather than escalating into the future or moving into direction of anxious thinking. We'll get started on our backs. So silence your electronics, create some space for yourself where you could lie on the floor and stretch out. If you have a mat, that's great. If not, you might want to put a blanket or something else underneath you. So making your way onto the floor and coming to lie down with the legs extended and bringing the arms overhead along the floor and framing the head. And just take a moment to get settled into the floor. Feeling the parts of your body that are in contact with your mat. You're welcome to close the eyes or keep a very soft gaze. Allowing your breath to flow in and out through the nose. And now as you next inhale, reach long through the fingertips, press out through the soles of the feet and feel the whole body growing longer. And then exhaling, soften and relax. And again, inhaling, reaching long through the fingertips, press out through the soles of the feet, creating length through the spine. And then exhaling, soften. And now reaching along through the left fingertips and out through the sole of the left foot and make the left side of your body longer than the right. Exhale, relax. And now other side. Inhale, reaching along through the right fingertips. Press out through the sole of the right foot and make the right side of the body longer than the left. And then exhale, soften. And now move back and forth a few times, inhaling as you lengthen one side of the body. Exhale, soften, and then lengthen the other side. And coordinate the movement with the breath, lengthening as you inhale and softening as you exhale. And the next time that you lengthen through the right side of the body and release, letting go of this movement. And now sliding the left foot along the floor just to the edge of your mat. And then bring the right foot over to meet. So the insides of the feet are touching, toes are pointing upward. Keep both hips level, and if you notice the right hip popping off the floor, slide the feet in a little bit closer towards center. And here you'll feel a lengthening through the right side of the body from the heel up through the hip, shoulder, up through the crown of the head and up through the fingertips of the right arm. Invite your breath to flow naturally in and out through your nose. See if you could slow down the breathing, lengthening each inhalation and each exhalation. Breathing and stretching without force or strain. And settling here for another breath or two. And now on your next inhalation, slowly guide the right foot back to center, followed by the left. Pause for a moment to notice how one side of the body feels in relation to the other. And give the hips a little wiggle, realigning the pelvis. And now sliding the right foot out to the right side, drops to the corner of the mat, and then bring the left foot over to meet. Feet are together, toes are pointing upward. Both hips are level. And lengthen now through the left side of the body. And so seeking a comfortable stretch without strain. And feeling free to adjust. You're welcome to bring the feet a little closer to center or perhaps slide them a little bit further away. Find what feels good for you. And holding here for another full deep breath. And preparing to slowly release. Inhale, guiding the left foot back to center, followed by the right. And reach along through the fingertips and circle the fingertips along the floor. Lowering the arms back down to the hips, turn the palms to face up. Notice these sensations in the shoulders, arms, hands, pelvis. Receiving and noticing what has changed for you. And now bend the knees, bringing the feet to the floor. Knees are pointing upward. And bringing the feet and knees hips width apart. Turning the hands to face the floor. Once again, bring your attention to the parts of the body that are in contact with the floor. Allowing yourself to sense the earth beneath you. Receiving the support and the stability from the earth. Now bring a little bit more of the upper back and shoulders in contact with the mat. Tucking the chin in slightly to lengthen through the back of the neck. We'll warm up and loosen up the spine, preparing for a bridge. So walk the feet a little bit closer to the bottom. And as you next inhale, lifting the hips an inch or so away from the mat, and then exhale, lower the hips back down. And again, inhaling, lifting an inch or two, and then exhaling lower. And continue to follow the breath as you lift and lower the hips. And you can try lifting the hips a little bit higher each time as you loosen up and warm up your spine. Keep breathing naturally in and out through the nose. And invite the mind to be focused on the breath and on the sensations in your body. And whenever your mind begins to wander or become distracted, perhaps moving into any anxious thoughts, see if you can replace those thoughts with compassion and curiosity, focusing on the sensations in the body and the breath as you move. And you could stick with the lifting and lowering, continuing to loosen up your spine. Or if you like, you could come to hold bridge. And you might just want to bring the hips a couple inches away from the floor, or perhaps bringing the hips in line with the shoulders and the knees. Again, finding what feels good in your body today without force or strain. And if you're feeling spaciousness and ease and would like to lift the hips a little bit higher, you could feel free to continue to lift the hips. You might want to keep the hands resting on the floor by your sides, or if it's accessible, you have the option to interlace the hands and wiggle one shoulder blade at a time underneath, creating a little bit more opening in the torso and the chest. So find a place to hold bridge that feels comfortable and without strain. And you can always lift and lower. You can always come down to take a rest. Listening to what your body needs today. Each time that you inhale, allow the belly to expand. And feel the belly moving towards the spine as you exhale. Continuing to breathe slowly and deeply as you hold. And as you're holding, feel free to adjust, either lifting the hips a little bit higher or perhaps bringing them a little bit lower. And holding your bridge for another full deep breath. And preparing to gradually release. So if you clasp the hands together, releasing them, and returning one shoulder blade at a time to the mat. And now very slowly beginning on your exhalation and taking your time, gradually lowering down one vertebra at a time, releasing through the upper back, through the rib cage, and finally returning the hips to the floor. Slide the feet a little further away from the bottom, bring the knees together to touch, allowing the legs to soften and relax. Resting the arms a comfortable distance away from you with the palms facing upward. Receiving these sensations of release. Noticing the energetic imprint of bridge posture. What do you notice here? What has changed? And now sliding the arms to a T position at shoulder height. Palms could face up or down, whatever feels right for you. And walk the feet about as wide apart as your mat. And begin to drop the knees from side to side. Let's see if you could bring the feet wide enough apart so that both knees can make it to the floor. And as the knees drop to one side, turning the head in the opposite direction, bringing the twist up into the head and neck. Moving slowly and with awareness, exhaling as the knees drop and inhaling as you lift the knees to center. Moving slowly and mindfully. And the next time that you drop the knees to whichever side you're heading towards, coming to hold here. As you exhale, see if you could soften the knees a little closer towards the floor. Relax the shoulders and upper back, creating space through the chest. And making any adjustments to invite a little bit more spaciousness and ease. And now in the next inhalation, slowly bring the knees and the head back to center. And then exhale, moving to the other side. Again, making any adjustments to find a little bit more comfort and ease. Notice if there's any places in the body where you are holding tension. See if you could soften and let go just a little bit more. Relaxing the jaw. Softening the forehead and the skin around the eyes. Breathing slowly and deeply. Awakening the parasympathetic nervous system, inviting the body and mind to rest and relax. One more full breath here. And as you next inhale, slowly guide the knees and the head back to center. And stretch the legs long. Once again, reach the arms overhead, giving yourself a full body stretch. And then as you exhale, bring the feet to the floor, draw the knees into the chest, taking hold of the knees or the shins with your hands and hugging the knees in. And releasing the feet to the floor. And now drawing the right knee in towards the chest, taking hold of the knee or the shin with both hands. Keeping the shoulders, upper back, and head in contact with the floor as you hug the right knee into the chest. You may wish to keep the left knee bent with the left foot on the floor, or if you like, you could slide that foot away and straighten the left leg, coming into one relieving pose. And as you inhale, allow the belly to expand and press towards the thigh. And as you exhale, hugging the right knee in a little bit closer. You can keep your eyes closed or gaze softly. Breathe slowly and deeply in and out through your nose. Think if you could hug that right knee in a little bit closer on each exhalation. And keeping the knee pulled in as you inhale, giving a massage to the internal organs. And one more full deep breath here. And now placing the hands on the back of the right thigh, extending the leg up in the air and circle the foot at the ankle. Moving your circles in one direction and then reversing and circling in the other way. And now point and flex the foot. And now flex through the foot, release the arms by your sides, palms are facing the floor. And on your next exhalation, taking several breaths, very slowly lower the leg down to the mat, taking your time. And after you release the leg, take a couple of breaths here, noticing how one side of the body feels in relation to the other. And rock the feet from side to side, releasing. And now bending both knees again, bringing the feet to the floor. Again, bring a little bit more of the upper back and shoulders in contact with the floor. Tuck the chin in slightly. Again, bringing your attention to the back of the body, sensing the earth beneath you. And now bending your left knee into the chest, holding the knee or the shin with both hands, pulling that knee in towards your chest. And either keep the right knee bent or straighten the leg along the floor. Keeping the upper back and head glued to the floor as you pull the left knee in towards the chest. Breathing naturally, allowing your belly to expand on each inhalation. Opening in a little bit closer as you exhale, massaging the digestive organs. One more full breath here. And now bring the hands to the back of the thighs. You straighten the leg up in the air and circle the foot at the ankle. Circling in one direction and then reversing. And now flex and point the foot. And now flexing the foot, release the arms by your sides, palms to the floor. Pull the navel towards the spine. And as you exhale, very slowly lowering the leg down. Taking your time, taking several breaths. And relax here, noticing how one side of the body feels in comparison to the other. Perhaps one side feels longer or lighter, more spacious. Just notice and receive. And now give the hips and the legs a little wiggle from side to side to release. Bending the knees, bring the feet to the floor. Hug the knees into the chest once again, placing one hand on each knee or shin. And you can hold here in stillness, or you could circle on the sacrum or rock from side to side. Yeah, now coming to stillness and extending the legs up in the air. Both legs are reaching up. And now reaching the arms up in the air. So the arms are lifting up from the shoulders, coming into dead bug. Again, bringing your attention to the parts of your body in contact with the floor. And now circle the wrists and fingers overhead, circling the feet and the ankles. And reversing, circling in the other direction. And releasing the circles and give the arms and legs a shake. Breathing and shaking out the arms and legs, releasing any tension, tightness, letting go of any negativity, shaking off anything that you need to let go of. And then when you think you're done, try shaking just a little bit more. And letting go. And just receiving the vibrations and energy. And the aliveness. And now hugging the knees back into the chest. Breathe and relax. And Now drawing the knees in towards the armpits, taking hold of the calves, the ankles, or the feet. Bending the knees towards the armpits, coming into happy baby. And you're welcome to hold here in stillness. Well, if you would like to explore some variations, you could try bending one knee as you straighten the other leg, either up in the air or out to the side. You can also try rocking on the spine from side to side. So feel free to play with happy baby, either holding in stillness or inviting some movement. And now bringing your movements to completion. Hugging the knees into the chest and then releasing the feet to the floor. Bringing the feet a little bit wider than hips width apart, draw the knees together to touch. Bring a little bit more of the upper back and shoulders in contact with the floor and lengthen through the back of the neck. Resting the hands on the belly. Breathing deeply in and out through the nose. We'll complete with an extended exhale breath to further invite relaxation and ease. So begin by noticing your breath. Make aware if the inhalation feels longer than the exhalation, or if they're equal. And now making the inhalation and the exhalations even, inhaling for a count of 4, and then exhaling for a count of 4. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we'll move into lengthening the exhale, inhaling for a count of 4 and exhaling for a count of 8. And if it feels too long, you could try exhaling for 5 or 6. So take a natural breath in and out. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale naturally. Exhale naturally. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe naturally. And continue the extended exhalation breath at your own count. Inhaling for 4, exhaling for 8, and then taking a natural breath in between. And on your next exhalation, letting go of the counting, letting go of this breathing technique, breathing naturally. And again, notice and receive what has changed. And moving mindfully, draw both knees in towards your chest. And slowly roll over onto your right side, coming into a fetal position. Pausing here to acknowledge your efforts and dedication. And now pressing your hands into the floor and mindfully make your way up to a seated position, sitting in any way that feels comfortable for you. Sitting tall, allowing the eyes to remain closed. Relax the shoulders. Check in to notice how you're feeling in this moment. I invite you to find more ways to bring peace and relaxation into your day. Bringing the hands to prayer position in front of the heart. Om Shanti, peace. I honor the light in you. Namaste.